Okay, our last one, number 6. Prospect War. Franz Wagner, aka Slap the Bag 2023, versus Jabari Smith. Franz Wagner is coming off of just a ridiculous Eurobasket, an unbelievable Eurobasket performance. He's coming off of an unbelievable rookie season where in a large number of other years would have been the rookie of the year. Like pretty obviously and clearly. I thought there was a real case to vote him number 3 over Cade Cunningham. I probably wouldn't have done it. I thought Cade's final, as I've said, like 25 games, 30 games of the season was the best stretch we saw from any rookie last year. But, Franz over the course of the entire year was more consistent and was just absolutely terrific. Jabari Smith, and he's 6'10" and is maybe the best shooter that is 6'10" or taller that I've seen enter the NBA. He's a versatile, mobile, awesome defensive player. I think Jabari is great. I think Franz is great. This is an impossible one. Spins.
I mean, the other reason I wanted to ask this question, not just because of the rookie comparison versus a guy who's already been in the league for 1 year, but the changing of attitudes based on what we've seen over the last couple of months. That if you'd asked me in late June, right before the draft, I'm going Jabari Smith 100%. If you ask me right after Summer League, I'm probably really split 50-50, maybe trending a little bit more towards Franz. And you ask me after Eurobasket, as we're just seeing here, I think I'm finally going for Franz. And I don't view this as a recency bias issue. I view this as course correction for myself constantly underrating what Franz provides. That he is...
And him getting better. Like
he's gotten a lot better.
He didn't really do what he's doing now at Michigan. We saw some pick and roll dexterity at Michigan. We didn't see anything near what he has become as a ball handler, particularly at Michigan. And I know he was young. He was like, a very, very young freshman and sophomore when he was there. But what we've seen from him is different. There are new inputs to his skill set and new inputs into his evaluation because he has gotten better and better at every step of the way.
And that's the difference between what we've seen in Eurobasket or from his performance this summer, even versus his rookie year, is that a lot of it was catching on the move, attacking closeouts, being able to leverage his basketball IQ from knocking down a shot to making the right read his next play. He is doing a lot more creation with the ball in his hands to the point where he is probably the number 2 option in this offense long-term next to Paolo Banchero, and it's not close. He's really, really good and a smart, adequate defender. I don't know if I want to call him a great guy. I don't know if you disagree with that. I think adequate is probably the right term for Franz on that end of the floor.
I'd say he's a plus defender. I wouldn't say he's like an all defense guy long-term, but I would say probably a plus defender. Does get beaten on the ball a little bit more than what you'd like, but a really, really sharp off-ball defender, good team defender, high IQ, and obviously just has the length and size. Like he is now, I mean, he's got to be at least 6'10" now, right? Yeah. Like he's gotten big.
Yep. And then that's the difference with Jabari Smith on the defensive end. I think Jabari is a better on-ball defender, but not close to the type of team construct, help positional defender that a guy like Franz is. Just very, very different in terms of how they impact the game.
And I'll say this too, like Franz has gotten really, really good as a pick and roll player. Like even in the NBA season last year, like he showed some real flashes as a pick and roll ball handler, creator, like really, really made some high level reads from time to time, I thought, in that capacity. Just looking through synergy here, for instance, he had almost 500 pick and roll ball handler possessions. So he was getting, 7 or 8 of those a game basically last year. And they were comfortable with him as that secondary creator, next to a Cole Anthony, at times next to a Jalen Suggs when he was out there, at times next to Markelle Fultz, obviously. So this is a skill that he has shown on the NBA court and just looks to have gotten better over the summer. That he continues like to add things to his game. Like he's hitting step back jumpers now at a high, like it looks like he's clean and fluid with them. He is driving to the basket. He is someone that I think is a pretty capable passer and playmaker. Like, yeah, and this is, I think that Jabari is probably a better shooter, and I think he is a better defender than Franz Wagner is. And when we talk about guys scaling to winning situations, those are the skills you look for in terms of like mitigating downside risk, basically, right? But in terms of upside at this point, Franz's improved ball handling ability is just like, it's a real differentiator and factor in this conversation. Like he is a legit high level creator now. If he averaged like 21, 22 points this year, I wouldn't be stunned by that at all. That's kind of where I am on him. Like where are you on that?
I think in the 18 to 20 range is probably a little bit more of like safe for me, but it wouldn't blow me out of the water as being a major shock. He's just
for reference, he averaged 15 points, 3 assists on 47% from the field, 35% from three last year.
I think what has taken me a little bit more time to realize with Franz is his output and volume last year weren't just a byproduct of playing on an Orlando Magic team that was not filled with a ton of polished, experienced creators and had a lot of injuries. I thought that was the case a lot of times as I was watching them play the lineups that they had out there. It's very much not. He is that good. It's not.
Well, no, here's the thing. When you watch him too, it all comes within the flow. Like even when they get him like ball screen opportunities, like it feels like it's a part of the offense. And then if it's not there, he's just kicking it out and moving it along within to keep Orlando like within the flow. Like it's not like, you know, for instance, like Houston at times last year with Jalen Green, like they let Jalen rock like for, you know, large portions of the time. And they should have done that. I'm not saying that like in a derogatory way. I'm not saying that like in any type of like negative manner. I just mean this in terms of, you know, you let your guy go. And Orlando, they let Franz do some stuff here and there. They certainly upped his usage rate and like upped his load as the season went on. But it never felt like it was, oh yeah, we got to let Franz go right now. And with Eurobasket, like there are times where it feels like Germany is like, oh no, we got to let Franz go. And it's working. Like it's rolling from time to time. Man, Franz has been ridiculous.
Well, and Jabari is kind of the antithesis of that you have to be able to run plays for him, pick and pop, isolations at the elbow, things that are going to allow him to get open. And I thought in his film at Auburn, when those opportunities weren't presenting themselves, he can disappear for times. He can float. Franz Wagner, you're keenly aware of when he's on the floor every single possession because he's reversing the ball quickly or he's attacking a closeout. You don't have to run things for him, and he's still incredibly impactful.
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely right. Franz has just been really, really good. And look, we shouldn't underrate Jabari here. Jabari, I think, has legit all-star upside. I think that, you know, his defensive ability, his shooting particularly, they're going to be like genuine impacts for Houston this season. Like they're going to be huge for Houston this season. The ball handling and the passing are the two differentiators for me that make me go Franz just very slightly over Jabari right now. But I love them both. Like they're both, you know, real potential all-star caliber players at the end of the day.